I think he's a future world champion, two-weight world champion.
Okay, now we're finally here at the final start at this thing that we constantly continue to ask. So, look, you guys did a tremendous performance. Shout out to everybody from Philadelphia that came out to support. Shout out to Boots. Shout out to the trainer, Jaron Ennis. And like, look, we know the two options that you want to pick, but there's still a third option. That third option is the most exciting man in boxing, Blair Flair, fighting Jaron Boots Ennis in a major hit in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, thank you. You're going to leave the messages to the media, but one thing I will say is I like you, Blair. I think you're a very funny guy.
That will go viral again.
Yeah, and I do think you can fight. But we got to move on to that next level now, because...
Okay, so you saying you want to move on to the next level, but I'm yet still the only fighter in the welterweight division that actually fought a major name. So why not make this fight happen?
Because we want either a major name or...
A major name is Blair the Flair.
No, I'm afraid you're not.
Yeah, see how?
No,
how do you say?
You're definitely...
When's the last time somebody knocked a tooth out from Broner?
It doesn't matter. Adrian Broner...
When's the last time he went viral on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter? When's the last time?
Adrian Broner is shot to pieces, right? Let me tell you one thing now. Well, I'd say take the microphone off you. I think you're a lovely guy. I've got a good fight for you. Karen Chukhadzhian. I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. What? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what.
I want the loser.
Oh look, the lights have gone out on Blair the Flair. Someone's lent on the light, by the way. Whoever leaning on the wall has lent on the light. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what we'll do. I will put the fight on. You against Karen. Okay? You beat him.
You can get some money for that.
We'll get you a major fight. All right?
Against who?
Against a big welterweight, Contender, maybe Jaron Ennis, we'll see.
Can we get that in writing?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, quite.
Okay.
But we want to go to the next level.
You want to come in?
Did I not get enough? Did I not do enough?
No, absolutely not. You've never done enough in your career to fight Jaron. Who have you beaten?
How many ex-champions you guys fight?
Blair.
No, how many ex-champions you
Blair, you've never,
how many
you
ex-champions
do not
have
have
you
a,
fought?
stop
How
it.
many ex-champions that
You
Conor
do not have a,
At least I fought two.
You do not have, he fought Chris Algieri, a former world champion. By the way,
Chris Algieri.
yeah, by the way,
That's right.
we're going to move on to the media. It was great chatting to you.
Yeah.
Every home should have.
Thank you, Blair.
Right, go on.
We like the way you talk.
Over here.
We love you, Blair.
Over here, got a question for Boots, reference to the fight against Chukhadzhian. After the knockdown, could you talk about Chukhadzhian's toughness? Because he took a number of shots there over the course of those rounds there, over the course of the fight, and, wasn't able to, I guess, go down after that first knockdown. So could you talk about Chukhadzhian's toughness?
He had good toughness, but that just is more so me rushing my shot, not bending my knees. It's a lot of little stuff. Being lazy a little bit, like just like easy, can't be like that. I definitely would have got the knockout if I would have, bent my knees and used my ankles and listened to my corner more. That's all.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to Boots and his team at Hearn for bringing the fight to Philly. Definitely need that. About Boots, for this to be if this is going to be your last fight at 147, are you excited about what you did in the ring tonight?
Like I said, let me go watch it and I give you a response. Right now, like I feel like it was a okay performance. Like I could have been way better. And like I said, listen to my team more and stop being lazy, not bending my knees and stuff like that, not using ankle, not jabbing, just being smart, and things like that. But yeah.
So what was the game plan coming into the fight?
Body work, stay behind that jab, like pressing me back a little bit more, and things like that, cutting the ring off. But he wasn't really moving too much though.
Now I want to know what's the feeling being fighting at home. Your last fight you had 14,000. This fight, Eddie Hearn, you said yeah, 11,000. How does that make you feel being as though your crowd decreased in a few months?
I mean, it decreased because of the opponent, the opposition. Nobody really wanted to see this fight. took this fight because I wanted to, stay busy, and I ain't want to be sitting around for another year. I ain't trying to be still and all that stuff and things like that. So, I took this fight to stay busy, and that's my mandatory. I had to fight him.
I'm sorry, we're gonna move to the next one.
Right here.
Everybody-
We're just gonna have a few more guys because we've got to leave the building soon.
Hey, Eddie, Jay with Sportbox TV. Looping back around to Virgil Ortiz versus Boots, what do you think the fight looks like? How does it play out, and in what fashion does it end?
Listen, I think it's a great fight, and Boots knows he's got to be better than tonight against a fighter like Virgil Ortiz, but the training would be different, the mindset would be different, the challenge would be different, and that's where you're going to see the best of a great fighter like Boots. So, I really respect Virgil Ortiz. I love Robert Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya de Plonka, and we got to make sure, and I'll be saying to Boots, we can't afford to lose that fight. I can't lose to that fucker. No way.
They definitely
If you don't win that fight, I'll never talk to you again.
I don't do that. Like I said, the better the competition, the better I'm gonna be, and all we're gonna do is go forward. Y'all know I love pressure fighters.
Eddie, you getting ready for ourselves?
Listen, there's always a price, but I just want to watch him fight Virgil Ortiz. Obviously, there's a lot of conversations with His Excellency, and we'll be moving forward to potentially make that fight. Last question, guys.
Eddie, what's a plunker?
Alright. I don't know the word in America, just
Say it.
just what word would you guys know?
Say it, Eddie.
Prick, really. You know what I mean? Listen, with all jokes aside, Oscar's like one of the greatest fighters of all time, so I'll give him respect. And I don't mind this clapback Thursday stuff, it's a bit weird. But he's a character, and he gets people talking. And him against me, not in the ring, but in a matchup with our fighters, there's so many great fights to make. Shakur against Zepeda is pretty much done. Boots against Ortiz. Ramirez against Opataya. That's Zerdo. The other Ramirez against Catterall. Pacheco against, he said Munguia, but Munguia left him, so we can't do that. But there's loads of other fights out there to be made. I just want to make the best fights and the best cards. So, jokes aside with Oscar, we can make a tremendous night for the sport. And that's what His Excellency wants to do. And I do believe you'll see these fights come together on February 22nd.
Eddie, just one really quick one. Keyshawn last night, that performance, him tank, what do you think about that fight?
I love Keyshawn. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's getting better and better and better. You can't take, when a fighter comes in 7 pound over or 6 or 5 pound over or whatever it was, it's not because they're struggling at the weight, it's because you know that everything's broken down in that fight. So I don't think it was the same Lemos that fought Richardson Hitchens. I think that's irrelevant. He demolished him. And that's what you've got to do sometimes. You've got to go in there. The crowd looked great in Norfolk, Virginia. Great for boxing. Keyshawn's a great young fighter. And in time, I think he'll be a great fight for Gervonta Davis. But he still lost 3 times to Andy Cruz, our fighter. And he'd never beat Andy Cruz. And Jaron Ennis can also confirm that. And Bozy can confirm that because he trains Andy Cruz. So I think if Keyshawn wants to fight before Gervonta Davis, sign us up for Andy Cruz. He took him to school 3 times, and he'd be ready to do it again. And on that,
Couple last words for fans worldwide. Couple last words for fans worldwide.
You said a couple questions?
Last words for your fans.
Oh, last words. I appreciate everybody. They've been tuning in and watching me. Next fight will be better. We're gonna put on a show. We continue to keep getting better, keep developing, and stay tuned.
thanks for having Philadelphia. Thank you.